Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, yes, still camping. Yes, another absolutely gorgeous day, although we're supposed to get some thunderstorms later on this afternoon. So fortunately right now it's sunny and I would say relatively warm. It's about 15 degrees Celsius right now. I probably could have got away with wearing a hoodie or something like that. But the sun is warm and I'm hoping that keeps up throughout the day, and I'm hoping the thunderstorms stay away. But anyways, why don't you come along with me, enjoy this beautiful morning on a nice nature walk, and let's talk some news. So first up on the docket, we're talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation with Azahar. And Azahar just got a brand new update. Now we've been talking about Azahar quite a bit recently because it's been getting updated quite a bit recently. And it just got a brand new update here that helps improve performance. So at the time of filming, the latest update for Azahar is version 2122.1 or 2122.1 if you wanted to be specific. And they say here they've increased the size of the uniform buffer where it was previously too small. This change improves performance for all applications, most prominently on Android devices when using the Vulkan renderer. Azahar is 100% free, it's open source, and if you're interested in it and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. I don't hide my sources. Next up, we're still talking about Nintendo stuff and talking about Mario Kart 64 on PC. So recently we had talked about the Mario Kart 64 decompilation, and a lot of people were excited about it. And I think even more people are going to be excited about this. Mario Kart 64 has received an unofficial PC port. So Harbor Master 64 has a brand new video on YouTube. I just realized the sun's in your eyes there. I'll move you around over here. So Harbor Master 64 has a brand new video on YouTube, and it's called Spaghetti Kart, Mario Kart 64 PC port. So the Mario Kart 64 PC port is called Spaghetti Kart. And they say this project is still a work in progress and has a rare crash for a small minority of users. Custom track import works, however, and all features are not yet supported. Their YouTube video has a whole bunch of information about it. You can see it in action, and I do recommend checking it out. And like most Harbor Master 64 stuff, this is not just a PC port where the game runs on PC. It's been enhanced and has more features. So at the time of filming, the latest release for Spaghetti Kart is Alfredo Alpha 0.9.9. And they say here this release features a Harbor Masters themed track by Mr. Everyday, track editor, custom track importer, crystal clear audio, harder CPUs, free cam, maximum render distance, and more. Now, I don't know about you, but to me this is pretty darn exciting. And what's also exciting is there's a fluff just near me. Or maybe not a fluff, and I wouldn't say it's a danger noodle either, but let me know your thoughts on this one. Judging by the size of this one, it's really small. I would say this is a juvenile snake, and it's not a danger noodle by any stretch of the imagination. This is non-poisonous. I'd say it's more of a safety noodle or maybe a caution noodle. But moving on, and next up, we're still talking about Nintendo and talking about NES emulation. In fact, 3DS emulation with 3D Sen. And if you're interested in this one, I'd recommend checking out their latest YouTube video to fully understand what this emulator entails. Version 1.0 has just released. It has exited early access. Now, it's worth mentioning that 3D Sen is not a free and open source emulator. It is on Steam and it costs about, I think, $10 US, give or take. It's like $11.99 right now in Canada. It is on sale. Normal price is closer to 20 bucks. Anyways here, 3D Sen PC is a unique NES emulator that converts classic and homebrew NES games into full 3D experiences and lets you play them in real time. Now at this point in time, I think 3D Sen supports around 100 games, so not the entire NES library yet. They seem to be working on more and more games that are compatible. But right now it does include stuff like Super Mario Bros., Contra, Metroid, The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, Duck Hunt, Dragon Warrior, Mega Man, Batman, Castlevania, Battle Kid, and Micro Mages. And continuing to talk about Nintendo stuff, next up we're talking about Amiibo. Now this was posted on Reddit, so I'm not necessarily certain if this is across the board or localized to one store. But it seems as if the $30 Amiibo price point is not very attractive. We're gonna have to wait and see on this one as more people report on the matter. I'm kind of curious because sometimes when stuff like this pops up on Reddit, it's super localized, super niche, and not necessarily the wider opinion. But at the same time here, if this is just a fresh restock, they got a whole lot of stock sitting on shelves. And I'm guessing that at 30 bucks, Amiibo, and I think the Street Fighter ones are like 44 bucks. At that price point, it's just to me, it's not necessarily that attractive anymore. I mean, when these things first launched, they were considerably cheaper and far more attractive in terms of price. Now, even more interestingly, taking a look at some of the comments, it seems more and more people are turning towards unofficial ways of obtaining Amiibo. For example, a hardware device that can load up different Amiibo IDs and you can scan them. And then it changes the Amiibo IDs so you can basically scan them infinitely. And some people are turning to unofficial NFC cards and even more. Let me know your thoughts about that. Do you think the price of Amiibo is going to encourage alternative methods of using unofficial versions of Amiibo? Now, before we get to the next segment, here is another fluff for you. And there is a deer. I'll zoom in on it and now you can see it. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I don't know about you, but I would say that's some pretty high quality fluff spotting. Not the legendary one fluff, but some amazing fluffs in their own right. And to me, that's going to be pretty hard to top moving forward. Who knows, maybe I'll capture a beaver or a moose or a bear. You never know. And speaking about seeing exciting stuff, next up we're talking about Xbox. And if you're into VR, you might be excited about this one. So the rumors appear to be true. There's a brand new image that surfaced online showcasing the MetaQuest 3S Xbox edition. So rumor has it that more details about this will be unveiled fairly soon, possibly as early as next week, like June 24th. And they say here it's rumored to cost $399. It's going to have 128 gigs of storage and feature 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I'm a little out of breath here because of this walk and all the excitement. But anyways, let me know your thoughts about this one. And speaking about excitement, next up here we're talking about the NVIDIA RTX5090. Now it just seems it's one thing after another on this one, and well, if you're excited you're picking up an RTX 5090 at a super discounted price, you may want to be cautious about that one because there's been reports of fake ones, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not scrapped, not salvaged, but stripped of parts. Maybe that's a better way of looking at it. There's a brand new video on YouTube I recommend checking out. Someone picked up an RTX 5090 for a very discounted price, but turns out the GPU and the VRAM had been gutted from the card. There have been a lot of shenanigans regarding the 5090. I mean, there's been reports of people buying a 5090 only to find backpacks and purses stuffed into the box, and people buying a 5090 only to find an old GPU with some pasta stuffed in the box. It's just absolutely crazy out there. I'd say if you are in the market for a 5090, probably buy from an authorized seller with an actual receipt. And if you plan on using it, maybe open it up in store just to be sure that everything is okay. And speaking about just okay, next up we're talking about something I completely forgot about, and that is YouTube Playables. So if you're not familiar with YouTube Playables, it's a way to play some games within YouTube. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that one. I think we talked about that one way back and I just completely forgot about it. It's reported they have like over 200 games, and there's this new one that's being talked about called Pac-Man, I don't want to say speedrun. Let me pull up the article here as we're talking. My signal is next to nothing. It is called Pac-Man Super Fast, and basically it cranks up the speed in Pac-Man and makes it a very interesting experience. I'll link the article in the description below. It's on Ars Technica, and it's an interesting article. And props to them for highlighting YouTube Playables, which I completely forgot about. And last up here, we're talking about Sega and Persona. And if you're a Persona 4 fan and you were looking forward to Persona 4 Revival, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. So it's been announced that Persona 4 Revival and Stranger Than Heaven are due out after April 1st, 2026. No, that's not an April Fool's joke, that's just the release date, sometime in fiscal year 2027 for Sega. Furthermore, during the same announcement, it seems that Sega may have screwed up a little bit and forgot to redact some sales information. And Persona 5 Royal, including the remastered version, has sold a total of 7.25 million copies. And that completely dominates all of their other titles they've released, like Sonic Frontiers, Team Sonic Racing, and even more. And if you're curious about these sales numbers, I'll drop a link in the description below so you can learn more about them. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. No, that's a lie. There were some fluffs in this one. This was a glorious video for fluffs. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.